International basketball is back on the box. Tonight, the Australian Boomers are on the road taking on the Tall Blacks. It's game 1 of 3 in the battle for the Al Ramsey Shield. Only on 2 Sport, your home of We're in Mulu country at the Mystery Creek Event Centre. It's the first test in this Jeep International Series. Hello, welcome along. I'm Chris Tupu, and tonight we get our first chance to see our Tall Blacks back on court. It's their first competitive outing and their build-up for the Athens 2004 Olympic Games. Now, our usual commentator, Bob Montai, well, he's already on the plane to Athens, so we've brought in an Australian, that's right, an Australian Fox Sports basketball guru, Steve Carfino. He's with Jeff Green.
Well, Tubes, I guess you didn't bring me here for my good looks. I'll talk about the Australian team. Their preparation thus far has been pretty good. They've had a couple of Boomer camps throughout the season, and then recently went to Italy, where they had some great international games with the likes of Italy, Croatia, and France. But against the Tall Blacks, it always seems to be very physical, right, Coach?
Yeah, it's going to be physical, Steve. There's no two ways about it. You know, this Tall Black team have got some fighting qualities, as we saw in the World Championship. You know, it's going to be a tough series. I just hope that we can be competitive, but more importantly, I think we might be able to sneak game 1. Let's see.
All right, those kind of outrageous remarks you're going to hear. We're going to be going toe-to-toe in the commentary booth here. Toe-to-toe on the court, toe-to-toe in the booth. And let's check out the starting fives for both of these teams. And the Tall Blacks will go with Mark Dickel at the point. He will match up against Jason Smith. The sharpshooting left-hander Phil Jones will go up against Shane Heal. At the center spot, it's Ed Book going up against the young Aussie gun, Andrew Bogut. At the small forward, they'll go with Dylan Boucher, who is capable of getting plenty of steals in a short amount of time. And the all-arounder Glenn Saville lines up at the small forward for the Boomers. And at the big man spot, in the forward position, it's Pero Cameron. He's the biggest, baddest boy in the jungle, going up against the most valuable player in the National Basketball League, Matty Nielsen.
Well, tonight's game is going to be, you know, the first step on what's going to be a long journey to get to the Olympics. And, you know, I think it's 5-6 weeks away now, and a lot of tough games coming up. But the Aussies' first up is always, well, the rivalry's there. It's one of the toughest games we'll ever play. And this is a team that deserves their 7th ranking in the world. And I expect it to be a very physical encounter, but one that certainly will help us prepare as well as we possibly can for Athens.
Well, it's real important in our preparation. We've had a lot of training sessions. We're into the phase of our development where we need games and we need to evaluate guys' performances in games. And we're, you know, looking forward tonight to try a few new systems after our tours of Europe, and also to start developing some rotations that the guys are comfortable with on who plays well together. So all in all, this 3-game series is real important for us in a lot of ways as far as development goes for Athens.
This will be a very physical matchup, so both teams will go well into their bench, and they have plenty of them. Let's go through the Tall Blacks first. They've got Brendan Hollyblank, and he did a stint over in college, and he's looking good. Paul Hanati, he is a very tough player who goes one speed, all out. Mike Hammock is a big post player. He's got some good post moves down on the block. And then a young college kid, Craig Bradshaw. He did some good things over in college, impressed the coaches so much. That's why he's on this squad. Tony Rampton, playing for Cairns in the National Basketball League in Australia, has done some damage down on the block. And Pedro Wenatana, one of the coolest names in the Southern Hemisphere, and he plays hard. He's a very physical guard. And Lindsey Tate round off the bench for the Boomers. Tony Ronaldson, the big guy who'll be banging it out with Pero Cameron. Brett Maher, who's been reinserted into the team. He's had an injury cloud over him. He'll go. David Anderson's been doing some good work over for the Boomers when they were playing over in Europe. Martin Catalini is an excellent all-around guard, can score from the perimeter. And John, the real deal, really best shooter on the team with Shane Heal. C.J. Bruton would back up Shane Heal. And Paul Rogers, a very experienced player down in the post. And that's what these guys are playing for, the Al Ramsey Shield. And that goes to the winner of the Australia-New Zealand game. And that's what these guys will be battling for. Oh, Jeff, this is my first time seeing it up close, but Pharoah Cameron doing it, woo, that's intimidating.
Yeah, that's a scary sight, isn't it, Steve? And Dylan Boucher there, he was right in the face of Andrew Bogut, and the young fella didn't step away, and that's what the challenge is all about, mate.
Okay, one man I'm sure that was not intimidated is the captain for the Boomers, Shane Heal, and he'll be driving this ship for the Boomers, and he's done a great job in preparation for the Olympic Games, his third Olympic Games. Those are our officials for tonight's basketball game, and they will really have their hands full. This is going to be such a battle from the very beginning. These guys are going to be trying to set a precedence, and the other ones won't be trying to back down in any way. And why is this such a physical matchup?
Oh, this is just absolutely everything to do with Australia and New Zealand, Steve, is going to be physical, whether they're playing basketball, rugby league, rugby, or tiddlywinks. It's all about the physicality, and this game is going to be one of those things. It's going to be one on the boards, it's going to be one in the trenches, and then we'll see some of the pretty boys shooting the threes. But, at the end of the day, it's going to be all about trench warfare.
Well, we talked to Brian Goorjian, the Australian coach, before the game, and he was saying that, over the years, in his tenure as national coach, the most physical games his team has faced has been against this tall black unit. So get ready for war.
Well, that's really saying something, especially since you've done so well at the World Championships and you've had some unbelievably physical opponents. To say that your most physical matchups have been against Australia, we're really in for a treat tonight. Well, 3 treats over the next 3 nights, and I'm really looking forward to it. It's the Jeep International just about to be underway, and Australia gets the basketball first with Jason Smith, and Shane Heal barks out the instructions straight away to Nielsen. Jason Smith pulls up with a lot of ball pressure, and he gets the roll. Australia's on the board first.
And that was too easy for Jason Smith. He got a good look there, Steve, and Phil Jones is going to have his hands full following him around all night.
He looks very sharp considering he missed most of the season due to a knee injury. Book tries to make a move to the hoop, and there's the young Andrew Bogut throwing that stuff out. Heal gets the handoff, loses the handle.
Heal was pretty dominant last time they had the series back in August last year in Australia. He's definitely a danger man for Australia.
Nielsen with the shot clock winding down just before it expires. Good defense by New Zealand.
This series, Steve, is going to be all about, and there you see the physicality down low. It's going to be all about defense. Who can impose their defensive will? And there you go. Pharoah Cameron gets his first offensive charge of the night. And, it was all about the frustration there that the Australians built up on defense. And, Pharoah, here he goes straight into the youngster, Andrew Bogut. And, that wasn't a hard call.
He is very nimble for such a big man, and shows you on that replay his skills, unfortunately, for New Zealand, illegally. Saville gets Heal. He gets a nice pass into Andrew Bogut, and what a finish.
Oh, the young guy immediately shows us, and we haven't seen Andrew Bogut here in New Zealand. And, that's a young talent. He did really well at the World Champs, Junior Champs, didn't he? And he's just showing us what he can do.
Saville, does he have numbers? Can't get the handle. Australia will run their half-court set. Heal from deep. Bang.
Did you say deep, Troops? That wasn't deep. That was downtown in Hamilton somewhere. We're about 10 k's out of Hamilton.
Well, there's no, doubt about it. Shane Heal is one of Australia's best shooting guards and has been probably for the last 10 years. If you take away Andrew Gaze and people like that, Heal was probably the next best bomber out there. So he can definitely fill it up.
No doubt. Dickel tries to find somebody. Ooh, nice little leaner. Gets some body contact on Jason Smith. Nice finish.
Well, the Tall Blacks really needed that score from Sparky Dickel, because, you know, as you see on the replay here, Sparky goes down. Jason Smith was caught behind him. Sparky went up an easy 2 in the end, Steve. But, you know, the Tall Blacks really did need that score.
Okay, all right. I'm going to put you guys on the spot right away. Looking at that replay, considering how much these teams are going to bang, that looked like a very weak call.
Yeah, I've got to agree with you, Steve. I'm not going to hide on that one. That was weak, but at the end of the day, good for the Tall Blacks.
And definitely a good move from Dickel. Shane Heel going right, prefers to go left, but it doesn't matter. Heel, nickname Hammer, so it's obviously hammer time.
It certainly is hammer time, and Shane Heel is just, as Tooch says, a stroker of the basketball. And there's the stroker of the basketball from New Zealand's point of view. Phil Jones missing his first one.
Glenn Saville, with Sam McKinnon injured, he is going to have a much bigger role for the Australians, and he has stepped up in their early series in Italy. Heel finds the open man, as he does so well. Glenn Saville this time buries it through the nets.
Well, Australia really look like they've benefited from their little tour to Europe. They have had, you know, a few more games than the Tall Blacks. This is their Tall Blacks' first competitive outing for this year. So Big PC finding some room underneath there to get the Tall Blacks to 4 points.
Well, talking to Tab Baldwin before the game, he said his team will really benefit from this because he feels like Australia's further along, and he has a lot of respect for Australia, but he feels like this is a perfect thing for New Zealand.
Yeah, and there you got Tab and Nene Vucinic, the head coach and assistant coach, and he's right, because, like, you know, the Tall Blacks haven't played since September. They've been in a camp up in Whangarei, the north of the country here, you know, and as you say, Steve, the Boomers, they've been in Europe and had a couple of games, so, yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Shane Heel showing you he can mix it up. Boy, hasn't he taken his game to another level. Mostly just a shooter early in his career, but he's got the full package now.
Playing in Greece too, Steve.
Yeah, and it's very tough for an import to keep a job over there, and he's done it every time he goes over there. Makes the All-Star 5. Good defense by Australia. They'll get it to Heel. Awkward looking fast break. He'll go downtown. Shane Heel, seeing how hot he is, kept alive by Nielsen. Over to Jason Smith. Couple of missed shots. Saville goes to the offensive glass. Ball goes off of Phil Jones out of bounds.
You know, just right there, you know, the offensive rebounding by the Boomers was just, you know, there was 3 or 4 people on the offensive glass, Steve, and, you know, for the Tall Blacks to be competitive, they've got to keep people off the boards.
Heel spins baseline. Dylan Boucher looking for a steal. Great ball reversal by the Boomers. Jason Smith can't finish it. Here comes Dickel. One-on-one with Heel. Boomers have some help. Tall Blacks will set it up. Boucher goes to the hole hard as he does. Nielsen with the board. Tall Blacks get back. Great pass by Shane Heel.
Oh, my goodness. Shane Heel found Andrew Bogut. Now, that's a big boy running the court. Don't you love the big guys? And you've got to reward them, don't you? And here we go. Hammer looks up. He sees the big guy running the court underneath. Easy 2 points. You can't ask for better.
Well, that's why it's so important to not only have vision of your man, but have vision of the ball, too. Shane Heel will pick you apart if you don't locate and also have vision of the ball. Tall Blacks try and have an answer. It's important for them to stay close early.
Definitely, Steve. They have to stay close, and, you know, scoring points against this Australian team has been one of the hard things, you know, in the series. In Australia last year, they struggled to put some points on the board, so they really need some people to step up and score some points tonight.
And here we go with the replay. Dylan Boucher attacking the basket. Steve, I believe one of the things that the Tall Blacks have to do against this Australian Boomers team is attack the basket, because if they don't, they're going to have to rely on some outside shooting, and, you know, that's going to be difficult.
Very good point. And when New Zealand has success against Australia, it's because they take the basketball to the hole hard. Let's see if they can do that in the early stages of this game. That's the man who likes to do it. Boucher to Book. Nice 1-2. Book off the glass. Floor spacing so important for every team, but Australia does a very good job at keeping it spread. Catalini grabbed on the arm by Dylan Boucher.
10, hold, this way, stop. Yeah, you said before there about the spacing of the boomers. You know, that's absolutely critical, because then you get the isolations, just the one-on-ones, and the boomers are able to exploit that one-on-one opportunity, and Tall Blacks have to work a bit harder defensively.
It's a push. We're going that way. Paul Henardi checked into the game there. Dickel having a bit of a rest. Paulie's been under a bit of an injury cloud, but he is training fully now with the team, and good to see him back out the court.
Yeah, no, he said that he's getting there, and he's really enjoyed his time at the camp. So for our sake, we hope he can get fit and go to the Olympics.
Shane Heal misses from the outside. New Zealand try and get something going offensively. Ball's tipped away by Jason Smith. He'll go upstairs for the flush.
Yeah, that was too easy. And, we've got to take care of the basketball, guys.
And that's why Jason Smith is here, for his D and his athleticism. Phil Jones, good move to the middle. He draws contact. He wanted to go to the line, but...
And it's what I said before, for us to be competitive, here we go. Jonesy has to go down the lane and try and put pressure on the interior defense, Steve.
It will be very interesting to see how Australia continue to defend, because New Zealand is going to be extremely tough putting the ball on the floor. Let's listen in.
One possession, have a look at it. Got to know where the shooters are. You got to go to the shooters. I'll stand off of them and think you're somewhere close. Okay? Start at the top. All right? Look, we're running up the floor. We got open people in secondary. Paulie was wide open that time in secondary. Okay? You got to keep looking down the lane. Ed was wide open and White. Okay? White, wide open White. Bill, from the top. On the seal, they're running over the top like that. They're running over. He just stayed there. He was open direct for you, or Mike for you. And White. Okay? All right? We're not defending ball screens for the game. Okay? You got to hedge early. But their run is not that quick. Not that quick. We're just not thinking. All right? Let's go swing here. Swing. And open on offense. Let's go.
Well, there you go, Steve. Tab Baldwin is talking about, too many people have been open on the offense, and that, they've got to be able to find the open man, because it is tough. Defensively, the Boomers are out there in their face, and when they do get the opportunity, he wants people to be found in the lane, and, as he said, Ed Booker's been free a couple of times, and everyone's missed him.
Australia in a 2-3 zone. Let's see how the Tall Blacks react to that. A couple of good ball reversals. Jones with a nice pull-up. That's long. C.J. Bruton will get the long rebound. A lot of players getting minutes here. Matthew Nielsen tries to step through a couple of Tall Blacks. Let's see. Fouls on Phil Jones as you get a look at the Australian Boomer captain, Shane Heal.
He's certainly done his job in the first few minutes of this quarter.
C.J. Bruton, he's another good point guard. Sydney Kings player, national champion this year in Australia.
That's right, did a great job under Brian Goorjian, the national coach. CJ has one rattle out. Here come the Tall Blacks. They've got to get a couple of cheap baskets in transition. Let's see if they can get one. Humick on a pass from Phil Jones, but that's good to see them motor the ball in transition. CJ to a wide open John Riley. That's normally a layup for him, but he misses.
I was going to say, Steve, the Tall Blacks were very lucky they really missed that one, because, this early in the game. And there we go. Paulie Henardi. That's exactly what the Tall Blacks need. Someone attacking the basket, but more importantly, making a basket on the way.
Exactly. Cheap transition basket by sheer speed. And Henardi is the one who usually gets that done. Cat on the baseline loses the basketball with a little bit of help from Dylan Boucher. He's got some of the best hands in the business.
Yeah, well, you know, Martin Catalini, we saw him, a lot of him this year in the Australian League, and gee, he's a tough competitor. But having said that, Australia's got 11 other tough competitors out there as well, Steve.
Exactly. There are quite a few guys out there that would rip your heart out if it got in the way of them winning.
And there's one of them, Ronaldson, Tony Ronaldson. You know, he ripped the heart out of the Tall Blacks with that three-point shooting of his last year's series.
And a lot of people questioning why he's on the team. He is a great international player. Ripped by Jones. He finds Henare. That was always going to be a tough layup, but good hustle by Jones.
Fantastic follow-up there by Phil Jones, the Reefton kid.
It's going to have to be a team effort by New Zealand on plays like that. Good ball reversal to Cat. New Zealand in a zone of their own, a 2-3. C.J. Bruton loses the handle. So does Tony Ronaldson. He steps inside, tries to throw it. It's not loose basketball. Here comes New Zealand again. Jones with the layup. 3 quick transition baskets by New Zealand. And that brings them back into the game.
One of the things I was going to say before, Steve, I didn't think there was anyone here with the silence that we had, but you know, the fans have decided to start cheering.
6-point game. Catalini with an open look for 3. That's off. Boomers have missed the mark on a couple of their jump shots. CJ to David Anderson, who's been playing in Italy. Good pass by CJ.
Well, that shooting that you talked about, Australia started off with 3 for 3 from the three-point line, and all of a sudden they're now shooting 2 of 3. They're now shooting 2 of 9. So you know, the Boomers' shooting percentage from the three-point line has dropped off. But give that credit to the Tall Black zone, Steve.
He's got a slick dude, that's for sure. Boy, Tony Ronaldson is up and in. Jones with a jumper from the baseline. That rattles in and out.
Homick and Ronaldson just go and at it
jump
down
shot
there.
from the outside.
Yeah, it hasn't been it isn't a good sight right now, but you know, it's starting to get a little bit more physical down low, Steve. You know, Brendan Polyblank, you know, he's about 6'6", someone that can come in and do some work on the boards. We've got Paul Winitana there. You know, he's a physical guard that can do some things against guys that are a lot bigger than him. So, you know, and of course we've got Big Rempton from the Cairns Taipans. He's into the game. So let's see what the Kiwis can do here.
Hanade and Winitana really impressed me in the National Basketball League in Australia with their defense. There are times where they just had guards and even forwards on complete lockdown. They're very physical, quick players, very competitive. Let's see what the Tall Blacks can do on this end. Struggling a little bit in their half-court sets. Let's see if they can get some points. Homick to Winitana. Down in the block to Rampton. Winitana finds a way against the block.
Just fantastic athletic ability. Winitana finishing well there for the Tall Blacks. Back in the game, 14-19 Boomers.
Catalini into Ronaldson. This looks like a jump hook. Here it comes. Off the mark. Hanade. Let's see what he calls.
Well, the Boomers have they were in a man-to-man. Gorgens
5 seconds
pulled
on the
it back
shot
into
clock
the
here.
zone, and the Tall Blacks have struggled with it.
Polyblank. C.J. Bruton somehow stays in bounds. John, really, that looks good.
You called it Steve Carfino. You could see it. You had a great line on that.
And after 1 quarter of play, it's the Australian Boomers 19, New Zealand Tall Blacks 14 after 1.
Tuesday, we're down to the final 6.
Make these guys rich. There you go. Make them rich.
One false move could make them. 4 breaks. Bacon.
We're preparing for a full-on war today.
One alliance holds the key to everyone's future.
I think he's handsome.
But are they in it for love?
I don't know where it will go.
Do you guys want to share this bed in here?
Or money?
Turn off the sexual and let's talk business.
The Apprentice, Tuesday, 8:30, TV2.
Here, your house, please.
Want to see the Bledisloe Cup live in Sydney? Grab the Sunday News. We're giving away 5 trips for 2, including accommodation, dinner, a Harbour Bridge climb and tickets to the match. Details in this week's Sunday News. Not for those who think thrashing the Wallabies is cruelty to animals.
Discover the true story of one man.
It is said he has never been defeated in battle.
Born to be a knight.
To freedom!
And destined to be king. King Arthur.
Does your glassware ever truly shine? Introducing new Finish 3-in-1 Brilliant. Now with Super Shine Rinse Aid, the tab cleans the toughest stains, while the unique Powerball technology helps deliver up to 60% more shine. First time, every time. New Finish 3-in-1 Brilliant. For results so clean, they literally shine.
It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me.
Aromapod.
Feeling good.
Our first 20th International World Rug Expo stock up for grabs direct to the public.
Fact, 5,000 rugs sold. Now clear it up and close the doors. Just 100 big 3-seater size left. Worth 286. Quit 'em quick, 48. International bestseller, not 376, 120. Time's up, 50 left. Clear the lot, 295. Runners from $10. Up to 90% off everything. Don't miss the World Rug Expo final closure. Auckland Showground, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 10 till 8 daily.
Welcome to savings. Welcome to value. Welcome to Super Cheap Auto. Get 4 litres of Castrol Protect for just $17.99. And this rechargeable spotlight, only $12.99.
Not $6,000. $3,000 lounge suite, full leather, 3-seater and 2 recliners. Super soft, luxurious 4 colors.
My personal 5-year guarantee.
Now only $3,000. Full leather at 230 Marua.
Want to reboot your brain?
Contact DigiTrain.
Ordinary New Zealanders are doing extraordinary things in film and TV every day. So can you. Get in touch with your creative side. Get in touch with DigiTrain.
Call 0508 DigiTrain.
70,000 wannabes, and it all comes down to this.
We are going to crown your American Idol.
The grand final of American Idol. The Battle of the Divas.
This is the place to be. If you ain't here, you ain't nowhere.
Diana and Fantasia. Who will be the one?
Is it going to be Diana? Is it going to be Fantasia?
The American Idol Grand Final. Tomorrow, 7 o'clock, TV2.
And a battle of the two great Southern land countries going at it. Pretty good shooting by both of these clubs, really. It started off slowly for the Tall Blacks, but they almost got their way back up to 50%. And the Boomers just over that at 51.
Yeah, it's a tough call, isn't it? But credit that down to the defense, Steve. You know, both teams are really out there. You know, and let's look at it. It's a preparation for both coaches have said, these games are preparation for the big picture. And the big picture is the Olympics. And, you know, I know the Boomers are looking to win a medal. You know, that's their aim, is to win a medal at the Olympics. And, you know, both those coaches there, both Americans, both settled in Australia and New Zealand, and have brought their skills to each country respectively. As you have, you know, I know Toops accused you of being an Australian, but you are actually an American from Long Beach. So, you know, I'm sure Toops will apologise at some stage.
Hey, he doesn't have to apologise. Australian mortgage, Australian kids, Australian wife. I'm Australian.
And you say it probably too, Australian.
Australian. There you go. Been over there 19 years. Got to come up with a couple of things. Hammock to Hanari. Rampton tries to kiss one off the glass, just rolls out. C.J. Bruton will look in transition, skips it up to Reilly. Right back to John. C.J. gets through the middle, tries to kick it to Ronaldson. All kind of action out there. Shot clock down to 9. C.J. showing you his skills. Nice pass to Bogut. Can he finish? Just misses.
Yeah, we've had real problems, haven't we, Toops, inside containing the young guy, Andrew Bogut. He's been everywhere, and every opportunity he's got, he's been able to at least score or put pressure on the defense as he does here.
I mean, he's a big guy. He's not a kid. He's a grown man. He's got big guns, probably a lot along the size of your guns, Steve.
He is no kid out there. I mean, he's, of course, very young, just 19 years of age, but he plays like a grown man. Projected, some are saying projected to be a top 5 pick in the NBA if that's the way he wants to go.
That is incredible. That's incredible. I mean, and the World Junior Champs.
Well, I mean, the league is truly international in the NBA now, and so they very rarely make big mistakes.
Well, they even have scouts now in the Australian League, and there's a guy full-time in Australia, as I understand, from the NBA.
That's right. A couple of these big Kiwis here. We're going to see a couple of scouts here as well, because very rarely does talent go unnoticed globally, as Hammock tries to squeeze between 2 Boomers and gets called for a violation. Boomers up by 7. Cat trying to find some room. CJ on the roll. Bogut. He backs down. Rampton, Catalini, he's off the mark. That was short and left. Good
Fantastic defense there. Good contesting play there by Polder Winitana. Put Catalini off his shot.
Winitana, we mentioned before, his toughness on the defensive end. Bogut all over him on the other end. I think he knocked that out. He did.
Isn't that interesting? You've got Polder Winitana being guarded by such a big man in Andrew Bogut. And, Polder's probably 6'2" on his tippy toes.
And that's, in the end, that's where Australia have the big advantage. They have big guys like that coming off the bench. Bogut would be 6'9", and he can, on a ball screen, he can switch and he can get down there and slide with a guard.
Interesting, we see Shane Hill check back in the game, along with Brett Maher, who's played a lot of games for Australia over the years.
You know, when you're guarding Pero Cameron, sometimes you gotta give up a foul, because his position is just a layup if they get the basketball to him.
Yeah, a lot of people, and Tony Rollinson knows this more than anyone else, have tried to stop Pero Cameron, but he's such a big body, and that's what gives him his advantage. But he's quick with it, though, Steve.
Polybank. Catalini's on him. Dickel for 3. That rims out. Cat on the break. He'll look for Shane Hill. Throws the outlet pass backwards. Tries to find Andrew Bogut.
But how many times have we seen the young fella, that's a center, getting out on the break, and Shane Hill sees him every time on it.
Yeah, wouldn't you?
He's a big boy.
He's a big boy, and he can run the floor.
Get him down.
Cameron finds Dickel. He has a wide open look, turns it down. He runs into Andrew Bogut. I know that's a foul, and you don't want to rant and rave too much, but
yeah, that's a nothing foul, because, the fact that Sparky drew the contact, you're not going to get those sort of calls at the Olympics, Steve.
Well, you'd know, Coach. Been around. Winitana, ball reversal to Polybank. Good step back. That looks good.
Polybank has got that little shake, makes room for himself, and he can score mid-range.
There's not many guys on the Tall Blacks that can create space like that. Nice move.
Yeah, and a lot of Australian viewers won't have seen Polly Blank play because he plays in Greece in the off-season, and you know, he is a quality player. He really is.
Hey, that's great defense going. You are great.
And Andrew Bogut, you know, we're going to rant and rave about this kid because he ran the floor the last possession. This time, he's taken Tony Rampton down on the block. And Rampton had to do it illegally and grab that arm, but well, he looks very comfortable with his back to the basket, too.
Yeah, and like, you know, you said before, Andrew Bogut, you know, he's going to have an option at some stage in his career to decide either to come back to Australia and play in the ANBL or go to the NBA. You know, that's the quality of the kid right now.
I would say don't bank on seeing him in Australia. I think he's Olympic bound, and then he'll be somewhere in the U.S. and the NBA. He possesses it all. And the harshest critics really like him. Rampton. To Polybank. I like his game, too. Pero Cameron from deep. That's knocked out by Jason Smith.
That's what I was saying, you know, Brendan Polybank, you know, you like his game, you've just seen him, but he has a very nice game, as Toops has just said. You know, he's got that little shimmy, he can create his own shot, and, you know, lefties are so hard to defend.
And also against a very sound team defense by Australia, he's very patient, shows a lot of poise. Dickel turns down the three to give to Pero Cameron, and that's a good choice.
Well, I think those guys proved that one. Pero, of course, living in the Waikato.
That's good defense there by Pero Cameron. Gets Tony Ronaldson for the offensive foul.
Oh, here we go. You know, and it's just physical down there, and you can't take it away from either player. One of them is going to get a foul when they make contact. Those two guys, they showed it last year's series in Australia. They're showing it again now, Steve. Anytime they touch bodies, it's going to be contact.
I really believe that Cameron could knock Ronaldson down, but I really believe that if Pero falls down, he's acting a little bit, which he's unable to do. Cameron is short. Australia have numbers. Nielsen has a smaller Dickel on him, kicks it to Bogut. Heel doesn't like what he sees. He'll run the half-court set. Nelly finds the right side wide open. He can't hit a short bank shot.
Craig Bradshaw debuting for the Tall Blacks tonight, pulling down that rebound, number 14.
Boy, Dickel and Shane Heel have a history of going against one another.
Well, they played against each other in the Australian League, didn't they, Steve? And, you know, Sparky Dickel, nice little elbow on the way through.
Yeah, I think they've got respect for one another, but I don't think there's any love loss in that matchup. Polly Blank. He gets it back on a smaller guard. He gets into the middle. Great pass. Bradshaw can't finish, but he gets to an open area.
Yeah, and there you go, Brendan Polybank. He can also create his own shot, but he can also do things like that. Here's the replay up high. Polybank, he's got Jason Smith on his back. The double team came from Matty Nielsen, and he was able to find Craig Bradshaw going to the basket. Good basketball.
And good by a young player to get to the open area. That's hard to teach. When you're away from the basket, your man leaves you to go help on the rotation to get an angle where the guy can give you a good pass.
Now Bradshaw's just made his first points for the Tall Blacks, and no doubt it won't be his last either. This kid has got a lot of potential, number 14.
Good hustle by Dickel. That'll be a block. Again, Brendan Polybank making some good minutes out there. He plays a lot bigger than his size, as you saw in the post-up, and then when you put a big guy on him, he's too quick for him. He's kind of in between. All right, Attica timeout out on the floor here in the second quarter. It's Australia with the lead, 23-20.
They were Hollywood's hottest couple.
She fell in love with another guy. I'm with one now. We're a couple.
Now they have a hate-hate relationship. A comedy about celebrity, family, and other forms of insanity.
That's it.
John Cusack, Billy Crystal, Julia Roberts, Christopher Walken, Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Please buy me dinner and drinks first.
Don't let me interrupt.
America's Sweethearts. Sunday, 8:30, TV2.
From the moment they're born, dogs need their nutrition to keep up with them. So Purina Dog Chow has different formulations to suit their life stage, providing everything they need to help them stay healthy and strong as their body constantly builds, replenishes and repairs. Purina Puppy Chow and Purina Dog Chow for the time of their life.
Snap up the savings on a new Sanyo 8100 camera phone. Buy one for $699 on a 24-month MyTime Go 200 plan and pick up a second phone for just $99 on any Go prepaid plan. Plus, when you go to 7, you'll get $10 text and free photo messaging for all 2004. You'd better get to your telecom store today because stocks are limited.
Triple flame grilled beef, triple tasty cheese, and triple BK bacon. The Tall Blacks triple stack. Tested, tasted, and flame grilling today at your BK.
This is Billy's mum.
Sales are up for the actual conversion.
This is Billy's dad. This is Billy's sister. And this is Billy. Billy's mum should get Benadryl Nighttime. It's designed to relieve your family's nighttime coughs. He'll get some rest, so everyone else gets some as well. Benadryl, the family cough expert.
New Zealand's biggest toy sale ever has been extended, but only for 2 days. We've cleared the shelves and storerooms of all our toys. So come in now, buy on HP or lay-by for Christmas and save. You've only got 2 days, so get to the biggest toy sale ever at the warehouse.
New Continental Tortellini and Sauce. With real cheese-filled tortellini and a creamy sauce all in one pack. It's deliciously inspired cooking for one.
Just 2 more weeks. One thing's for sure, I will get married in white.
New McLean's Brilliant White Whitening Strips. Coated with the same enamel-safe ingredient dentists use, the strips mold securely to your teeth. And the better the contact, the better the whitening ingredients work. McLean strips can get your teeth up to 5 shades whiter in just 14 days. Whatever your plans. New McLean's Brilliant White Whitening Strips.
Time to save the universe again then, is it?
Absolutely.
A network premiere. Lara Croft, Tomb Raider. Monday, 8:30 TV2.
Call it out and swift. You're all screwed up there. I'm fighting the screen. I'm calling it out.
Brian Gordon just going. He gets that vein in his neck when he gets really intense. And this is one of those times.
Well, you know, there it is, Australia. The Boomers shooting 2 of 10 from the three-point line. And, they're doing a bit better on from 2-point shots. But, Coach Brian Goorjian is just absolutely in the faces of his Boomers right now, Steve. And he's just not happy the way that they're getting caught up on some of the screens and they're not executing some of the offense that he wants to see.
The other thing we're looking for is dribble penetration. Okay?
Well, that's shocking right there. The Tall Blacks, 1 of 7, 14%, and they're shooting all right from the 2-point line, but at the end of the day, it's a tough defense, isn't it, Steve?
I think so. I mean, New Zealand, when they play hard and they put the ball on the floor, good things are going to happen for them, especially that man right there, Brendan Polybank. But what Brian Goorjian was so upset about those hustle plays like Mark Dickel just coming through the lane and picking up an offensive rebound. Bad closeouts where you get a blocking call on the drive and now Polybank is on the line. Those are things that just infuriate a coach, and Brian Goorjian is no exception.
Polybank drains another one and gets a well-deserved rest on the bench.
Shane Heal. Crowd can sense this is a pivotal part of the game. Heal. Usually this is when he steps up. Nielsen with the shot clock winding down. Heal, you know what he's going to do. Shot clock winding down. He shoots a long ball. Good defense by the Tall Blacks.
Well,
getting into it.
Sparky Dickel was all in his face there, and Shane Heal had no option but you know, the clock winding down. He had to put it up. Shot an air ball to the delight of the Hamilton crowd, Steve.
Well, that's what's difficult for Shane Heal. He's the one the team counts on when the shot clock's winding down and they don't have anything, and it puts a damper on his shooting percentage. Cameron tries to get it to Bradshaw, and he travels. There's a lot of banging going on down there.
Oh, yeah, she's physical. And, you know, with the score, only 1 point ball game right now. The Boomers up 1. The Tall Blacks have been able to stem the tide of points that came quite easily in the first quarter.
Tall Blacks have definitely settled down in this game. Heal tries to turn the corner to Nielsen. That's a tough shot. Again, good defense, but Bogut comes up with the offensive rebound. The ball is stripped by Winnetana. Dickel will slow it down. Momentum with the Tall Blacks. Cameron's wide.
Well, this crowd's coming alive here at Mystery Creek. We've seen a bit of Trans-Tasman action this week. The netball on Monday and the basketball tonight. Tall Blacks in the lead.
For the first time tonight, it's been all New Zealand. Pass goes astray, and Matty Nielsen can't catch up to it.
Well, that's a guy that's been very quiet, hasn't he? You know, Matty Nielsen in the Australian League, he was very active for the Sydney Kings, and tonight he started off very, very quietly.
Dickel tries to continue this run for the Tall Blacks. Shoots a three-point bomb.
I don't know about Sparky Dickel, but you know, he's probably not the first option for the Tall Blacks shooting the three, but it goes down, and you know, they take a nice, handy 4-point lead.
New Zealand's defense has been tenacious. Ball screen. Jason Smith steps out with some good defensive pressure. Marr with the shot clock winding down. Will he get it off in time? No, he will not. Another great defensive stance by the Tall Blacks.
Well, you've got to say, Steve, you know, that's 2 defensive plays in a row that the Tall Blacks in the last 2 minutes have been able to put the handcuffs on the Australian Boomers offense, which is really unlike the Boomers in terms of offensive play.
Well, Brett Maher's got to be aware of the shot clock. Dickel for another 3. Winnetana pulls down the offensive rebound. It's all New Zealand.
Of course, we've got the young gun of New Zealand basketball right now, Lindsay Tate. He's into the game.
Ball's picked off by Brett Maher. Can he get the handle? Here they come. New Zealand's back on D. Australia have not been able to crack the New Zealand D. Bogut down on the block. Good spin move to the baseline. Oh, the young fella.
I know you said before that we're going to talk about this young man all series long, and there he showed us why. You know, nice drop step, beautiful little elbow to get his man out of the way. And, you know, that's what international basketball is all about, physical, and he converts the 2-point play.
We just sensed where the defense is. He's a perfect 3 for 3 from the field and from the free throw line. And you can see why Australia, when they were struggling, They go right to the youngest man on the squad, and he delivers.
Can he shoot the three, Steve?
He can do that too.
Tell us about Andrew Bogut in terms of where he's from in Australia, etc., Steve, because this is a kid that, how old is he?
What's your name? Well, he's 19, but he's from Victoria, and that's where the strongest basketballers come from. Australia is notoriously from Victoria. Shane Heal from Victoria. Jason Smith, and it's like the who's who of Australian basketball. Good pass by Bogut into Matty Nielsen. He's fouled by Book.
And there you go. Two sides of the question, can he shoot the three? Well, he doesn't need to be able to shoot the three when he can do the work that he's doing right there. And, here's the young guy able to find Matty Nielsen on the post down low and, puts pressure on the interior defense of the Tall Blacks. So, he can pass as well.
Yeah, I think sometimes big men can be distracted by the three-point shot. A dominant back-to-the-basket player, a good interior passer. He can get so much done inside the paint. Sometimes pinging away from the three-point line isn't a good thing, even if he can shoot it. Matty Nielsen with a missed free throw. Takes Australia to within 1 point. Good pass. Not a very good pass, and Australia get the turnover. Smith in transition, and he's just run out of bounds by Rampton.
Yeah, this is a very, very young lineup that Coach Tab Waldron has there. As we see Jason Smith go into the basket, Tony Rampton had nothing else but to foul him. But, Coach had Bradshaw out there as a youngster, Lindsay Tate there as a youngster. That's just a lot of inexperience, and Jason Smith, he took full advantage of it.
Jason Smith was very key for him when he was injured to get his recovery in time for the Olympics. Felt like he could be, although he made the team in 2000, be more of an integral part. Bradshaw against this zone. Lindsay Tate has the ball ripped off, gets the ball to Shane Heal. He'll make the proper decision, which is a three-point shot, and it's money.
Absolute money, and when you say he's going to make the right decision, that decision for Shane Heal is always going to be a three-point shot.
Well, if he has an open look, it's just like a layup, and he delivers and gets the lead back to the Boomers.
Foul call on number 14. Morning goal.
Another play where New Zealand put the ball on the floor, an aggressive play, and get an interior pass.
Well, there's a lot of fouls. If you look at the foul count right now, Steve, Ronaldson on 2, Smith on 2, Bogut on 2, Nielsen on 2, whereas the Tall Blacks have only got Book and Rampton on 2. So, the foul count is starting to mount up against the Boomers right now, and that's because of the aggressive offensive play. The Tall Blacks, have to keep attacking the basket. I keep saying that, but they've got to keep doing that to maybe put more pressure on the Australian big men.
And Australia play an attacking defense, so if you are on your back foot, you are in a lot of trouble. So New Zealand doing the right thing by playing so aggressive. Heal. He's got another open look, and he will punish you when you let him get an open look. Shane Heal, when his team is struggling offensively, has 2 answers right there for the Boomers. The lead is 33-27. Boucher into Rampton. He can't find anybody.
Yeah, no, he did find someone. He found the mouth of Anderson right in the mush, and there he goes. He's explaining to the referees, what was that?
He found him with his teeth. We'll get another look at it here.
Here we go. This is a great shot. Right there. Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
And he fell, Steve. He found, I don't know about the rule book, but I don't know if you can foul with your mouth. Coaches get fouled on their mouth, but...
Well, you get dirty when you take a charge and you don't get the call, but man, that was commitment. Nielsen with a flat three-point shot. Boucher comes down with the board, temporarily knocked away. Lindsay Tate will get it. Back to Phil Jones. Cameron to Boucher. Ball's knocked away. Active hands by Rogers. Shot clock is winding down again. Jones with the runner. It doesn't go. Jason Smith to Brett Maher. Yet to crack the scoring. Boom. Three-point shot.
And that came with good ball reversal, you know, setting up the defense. The Tall Blacks were in a zone, and then all of a sudden an easy three.
There's no way with the shot clock winding down can a guy get that wide open of a shot. All right, at halftime with the score 36-28. Chris Tupu's on the sideline.
Well, Troy McLean, a lot of hard work up in Whangarei, but for you, first time in the Tall Blacks, happy to be here?
Very happy. You know, the fellas are staying in it right now, so, you know, I'm just really happy to be a part of and contribute to, hopefully, an Olympic success.
And, you know, your focus, there was a bit of a defensive run that you guys made. Is that the focus that you guys are looking at in the second half?
Definitely, defense is a big option in our team. We've worked hard this past week in Whangarei doing that.
Well, best of luck for the second half, and, you know, I hope the boys can get there.
Thanks, buddy. I'm sure we will.
All right, Tubes, after one half of action, it's the Australian Boomers 36 and the Tall Blacks 28. We'll be back with second half action right after this.
The greatest radio pranksters in New Zealand history, from the 1950s to shocking shock jock Ian Stables. And Ridge and Ellis in more Media Dog madness.
I'm Mark Ellis and this is Matthew Ridge, and you're watching Celebrity Cemetery. Hey, look over there. It's Mike Hosking.
Eating Media Lunch, Tuesday, 9:30, TV2.
Nick, didn't expect you back for ages. I heard you were knocked out with the flu.
I was, and now I'm not. Lemsip Max, this sorts them in from the boys.
Lemsip, now available in liquid capsules.
Just as there are cows, there are sales. And the Briscoe's bigger and better July sale. It's huge, and it's on now.
Hurry in tomorrow for the Zip vacuum cleaner, only $129.99. That's under half price. There's 60% off this coffee plunger, now $13.99. These classic stemware sets, only $6.99. And these Galaxy duvet inners, all one price, just $12.
The bigger and better July sale. You can't miss it.
Briscoe's can never buy better.
Here you go, house, please.
Number one Shoe Warehouse. Get your free shoes. Buy 2 pairs of shoes and the third pair is free. Mix and match any women's, kids or men's styles. Applies to all shoes in store, no exceptions. Buy 2 pairs and the third pair is free. Now on. Number one.
Because Bunnings Warehouse has the lowest prices every day, you can still afford to do all the home improvements you want. Like a shower caddy at $9.96. This 4-shelf unit, only $19.98. A GMZ circular saw, just $55.50. 25 kilos of Rapid Set for a crazy $9.72. And we have free how-to workshops every weekend. And if you happen to find a cheaper price on the same stocked item, we'll beat it by 10%.
Bunnings Warehouse.
Lowest prices are just the beginning.
Triple flame grilled beef, triple tasty cheese, and triple BK bacon. The Tall Blacks triple stack. Tested, tasted, and flame grilling today at your BK.
This July, go to Harvey Furnishings for a new range of favourites on special. 20% off Dallas Thermal ready-made curtains from just $29.95 per pair. And new to Harvey Furnishings, easy-to-hang continuous foil in 4 sizes.
New Zealand's favourite fabric store.
A murder and the killer still at large.
It's not you I came to see, Dominic. Is Dr. Kahu in today?
Next week, the net will close.
Let's go through your movements on the night Dr. Greenlaw was killed.
The noose will tighten.
I have a sworn statement that contradicts yours.
Is he being framed?
He's a dangerous man.
Or is he hiding a secret?
Tell the truth, Vic, before things get really ugly.
He's up the creek, and there's no paddle in sight.
I did not kill Jeff Greenlaw.
Shortland Street next week.
Welcome back, and you are watching the Jeep International Series Game 1. Let's check out some first half action where the Australian Boomers got on the board straight away. Shane Heal, a nice little give and go, or a nice roll by Andrew Bogut. The Tall Blacks bounce back, nice pass into Pero Cameron. He gets it done down in the perimeter. Shane Heal, excellent pass to Andrew Bogut. He goes upstairs for the flush. Here in the second quarter, it was Tall Blacks. Paulie Blank, bang! And it's Paulie Blank, not Paulie Bank, like I said earlier, but my commentators gave me the what's up on that. New Zealand was on fire in the second quarter until Shane Heal re-entered the game and got the Australian Boomers back into it to take a halftime lead at 36-28. But all the damage was done for Australia by the hammer, Shane Heal, and their court captain was the action man in the first half. Shane Heal from deep, 3, that's good. Shane Heal going right, bang, yes, that's good. Shane Heal, it's the hammer show. Hammers it down, 3 straight in a row, right when it counted. Shane Heal with a little fall away. And Shane Heal was the answer in the first half for the Australian Boomers. And whenever the Tall Blacks got something going, the hammer put the hammer down.
And local sponsors.
Well, guys, what do you think? The Tall Blacks had their run. Shane Heal came back and got it going. What do you think, Chris?
Well, I think defensively, if they can, Dylan Boucher was one of the keys there. He sparked a couple of runs there in that second quarter. Paulie Blank came on, and I thought he did a good job. Every time he got the ball, something happened, which was good. He either made a shot for himself or... so I think defense really is what they've got to do, and then hopefully that'll lead on to the offense. But they've got to keep attacking. They've got to keep attacking these Australians. They're not going to win from, putting up shots around the outside. They have to attack the basket.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. And I think they look really good with Paulie Blank in there because he's the one guy out there that can create mismatches. He can put the ball on the floor against the bigger guys. He can post up and create a double team, and he's a good passer out of the post.
Well, the other thing is the fact that the Boomers had the luxury, Steve, didn't they, of bringing Shane Heal back into the game. We saw that in the Action Man clip there, but it's going to be tough work for the Tall Blacks. But considering this is their first hit out of the season, taking into account that the Boomers have been in Europe playing, it's pretty good. I think Tab Baldwin will be quite happy being down 8 at this stage and having led in that second quarter as we saw. I think it's going to be a great series. It really is.
I think it is. I think that what New Zealand have shown is that they're a tenacious team. Defensively, they're not just going to let you score at will. They're going to make it physical. They're going to make it difficult. And they did that for Australia, and Australia was able to get to the next level. But New Zealand, as they get the experience of this first game, are going to get better as the series goes. Paulie Blank gets the start in the second half for his good play. Book with a fall away. That's not a bad-looking shot. Saville comes down with the deflected rebound. Heel kicks it to Bogut. Nice spin move. He gets to the baseline, a little off balance, shoots an air ball.
Well, both coaches have decided to go with different starting lineups, and you know, the big picture is the Olympics in Athens later on in August. So both coaches looking to experiment, looking to see whether they've got the right combinations.
And there'll be a lot of that throughout this series. Try and get a good combination going, especially for Australia, since they're a little further along in their preparation. We'll see different combinations for New Zealand to see who they're going to take to Athens as this series starts to unfold. Heel.
Well, it makes for a great series, doesn't it? Because there's so much to play for. You know, some of these players out here will miss out on the Olympics on both teams.
Oh, there you go. Brett Maher from the Adelaide 36ers, you know, just lights it up. He's just come into this team, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has, and he didn't do anything, or didn't do much in the first half, but he got his first open look, knocked it down. Paulie Blank. And long rebound goes to Book after Brett Maher wasn't able to reel it in. Book to Paulie Blank. Cameron.
And, you know, that's going to be a no contest, isn't it? You know, Glenn Saville down low against Pero Cameron. He's going to win that battle every time. And here we go. You know, we just saw out of action there. Pero gave him the nice big elbow and the small of the back to get him out of the way, and it was easy.
Bogut picks up the foul, didn't he?
That would just be a nightmare trying to guard that big fella down on the block, and you see his soft touch. All-Star 5 player at the last World Championships, where New Zealand did so well, came from a 30-point deficit against China.
Yeah, that was a great game and a great effort. And of course, you know, Pero Cameron has been a stalwart of New Zealand basketball for many, many years right now, and you know, he deserved that top 5 nomination at the World Champs.
Well, that's a tremendous achievement. Great pass by Andrew Bogut to Matty Nielsen.
And that's the second time we've seen that combination, haven't we, in the game, where Bogut has been able to show his passing skills, and of course Matty Nielsen's been able to finish off.
Paulie Blank has Saville on his back. One of the better defenders in the National League in Australia. Shot clock down. Book will have to launch a prayer. That's no good. Cameron keeps it alive. He can't get it to Jones. Heel. Good pass to Nielsen. Brett Maher's wide open from the corner. That's off.
Oh, there's bodies going everywhere down low. Paulie Blank, Bogut, Saville. That shot went up from Brett Maher, and then all of a sudden there was one huge clear out. Let's see if we can get it on the replay here. Here we go. Brett Maher shoots the ball. All of a sudden, Pero got one. Paulie Blank and Bogut got the... It was bodies everywhere, Steve.
Well, Paulie Blank saw that he was in trouble, had Bogut on his back, made sure he cleared him out. Nielsen's short off of his jump shot, and we got another foul out on the court. This time it's Hanadi. Back to live action. Saville with a skip to Shane Heel. That is deep. Oh my.
Oh my goodness. He had Paul Hanadi all in his mug, and Shane Heel shows, you know, the international experience that Shane Heel has. You know, played in the NBA, is now playing over in Greece in a tough league, and just an awesome player.
Jones has the ball knocked away by Brett Maher. That's a foul. He'll probably go to the line. But my goodness.
The hammer. Well, he's putting the hammer down, all right.
See Jones trying to turn the corner here, but we're talking about that Shane Heel shot. And the toughest thing about when you're guarding Shane Heel is not to get discouraged when he hits shots like that. You have to continue to keep the pressure on him, because once he gets in that zone, if you don't have absolute pressure on him, he won't miss. If he gets a little tired and you keep that pressure on him, he may miss, but he's a machine. Ball goes off of Brett Maher's, off of Jones' foot. Reset the shot clock.
And as you say, someone like Shane Heal, his shooting mechanics are just absolutely awesome. He's got that little step. He backs that defender, just gives him a little jink. All of a sudden, the defender goes back on his back foot and Heal's able to just launch one.
Brett Maher to Saville from the corner. Bang. That's good basketball.
Yeah, that's just great two-man basketball. Draw the defender, dish out to the corner, catch and shoot.
Jones to Cameron. Paulie Blank loses the handle, gets it right back. Good hands. Just too big down there. Australia stripped the basketball away. Here Saville has numbers. He's grabbed by Pero Cameron. And that's why people say, oh, leading scorer has 10 points. That's why you see it here in transition as we look at the break. Pero Cameron is just not going to allow a transition basket, and that's what international basketball is all about. The lower scores are because they just don't let that happen. Heal from deep.
What is this man on, Tubes? Because that is just another deep three.
Well, he must love playing against the Tall Blacks, because the tests over in Australia last August, he did the same thing. I think in the third test, he was just unconscious.
And because he's retired from domestic ball, he seems to have a little bit more legs when he plays for Australia.
It's an interesting decision, isn't it? That Goorjian in the end, Coach Brian Goorjian had to give an ultimatum to Shane to say you need to be playing basketball to make the Olympic team. And of course then he goes off and plays in Greece and has a good season.
Well, he looks like he's limping right now, Coach. And Brian Goorjian on the side. You get an idea how cold it is in this gym by looking at the coaches.
I was wondering when you were going to say anything about that. You guys from Australia get spoiled with all that warm weather over there, but
it's been abnormally warm there too for this time of the year. They get a rude shot coming into this gym. Nielsen to Heal. He gets into the lane, a floater off the glass.
Oh, he's having his way right now, Shane Heal. The Tall Blacks need to get a stop at the defensive end.
Well, that's Pero Cameron, another foul there, Steve, and that's critical for the Tall Blacks. We can't afford to have him there, and that's his third foul.
Well, and he's establishing position down there, Coach. That's like... it's hard for the officials because there is a foul on every possession down there on the block when these guys are establishing their position.
And you've got to just take your choice. Which one are they going to call? As you say, every possession is physical down there. We said that at the top of the show. This series is going to be all about the physicality.
13, push, minus 2, minus.
Well, Book gets the foul, but it looks like Mark Dickel's fouled on this screen. Paul Rogers steps out, kind of gives him a little shoulder. And Shane Heal feels the contact and plays with it and gets himself to the line. And you notice the good experienced players do that when they're in the bonus. They don't really play for the foul that much until it's in the bonus. And Shane Heal goes to the line. He's automatic from there.
Well, he's a smart player. He's a smart customer. He's been around for a long time. Shane Heal leads all scores now in the game. Gets a well-earned rest. Jason Smith checks back into the game for the Australians.
Well, this is where New Zealand need to go after Australia, get back into this ball game. They have shown that with Heal out on the floor, they don't run their offense as smoothly and they don't run their transition as well. Paulie Blank is long. Rampton comes down with the offensive rebound. That's one thing Brian Goorjian wouldn't be happy with, the number of offensive rebounds by New Zealand.
But there's no movement in the Tall Blacks right now. You know, that Australian defense, that zone defense has really worked tenaciously and is able there just to get a steal.
Average pass by C.J. Bruton at the legs of Paul Rogers, and they'll set it back up. C.J. loses the handle. He's fouled by Mark Dickel. That's why he lost the handle.
Yeah, it's really tough for the Tall Blacks right now, and you know.
Got a timeout on the floor. It's the Australian Boomers up 54-32 here in the third quarter.
Fear Factor Special.
To win the money, you'll have to complete 4 extreme stunts.
4 new ways to get your freak on.
Oh my God!
Fear Factor, Saturday, 8:05, TV2.
So, Nikki, let's talk kids' pain and fever relief.
We love Nurofen for Children. I actually used to use other brands, but we've switched.
You found it works fast?
It's fast acting, it keeps the fever down, and it lasts.
How long does it last?
Up to 8 hours, which is fantastic because we can all get a good night's sleep.
And it's sugar and colour free.
And the kids love the orange flavour. Plus it's gentle, which is important.
Your final verdict on Nurofen for Children?
I'm glad we made the change. Nurofen for Children's great. It really works.
Pete! He needs food.
A pizza. Ty.
Chicken.
When did he last have chicken?
Let us through! Tandoori, honey and soy.
Chili and lime.
Yeah, chili and lime.
Kegel hot chicken to go. Ready now.
Dad, you're looking great.
I like your shoes.
Maybe Mum and Dad would like some music. He's good with music, you know. Doof doof.
Arthur.
A low-fat snack that's big on taste. Arnott's Snack Right fruit slices made with real fruit and 3 delicious flavours. It's 97% fat-free, a source of fibre, plus low GI for sustained energy. Better for you and your family. Delicious Snack Right fruit slice at your supermarket now.
For beautiful skin up close, this really helps. Neutrogena Pore Refining Cream, used daily, visibly reduces the appearance of my pores. And smaller pores mean smoother, finer, more beautiful skin.
Dermatologists do more than test Neutrogena. They recommend it.
It's Retrovision's big brand sellout with great bargains on the best brands. Get an awesome deal on the Simpson package, a 5.5 kg auto washer and a 3.5 kg dryer, all for a low $8.99.
Retrovision, we've got it.
Okay, here we go. And... Oh, big smile.
Energizer, makers of the world's longest-lasting AA battery.
It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. Aromapod, feeling good.
Celebrity Treasure Island. Now it gets all about ego.
He can dish it out, but he can't take it.
And personalities clash.
Maybe it is her time to go.
As a team captain fears a mutiny.
I've misjudged the relationship I've got with these girls. Somebody needs to take on that role if she's not going to take it the whole way.
Man, she's out of here.
Who are you backing? Celebrity Treasure Island, Sunday TV2.
It's the Australian International Series, and the Tall Blacks have got a lot to talk about here at this timeout.
Well, there you go, Steve. You know, you look at the three-point shooting from the Tall Blacks, 2 of 13, 15%. You know, you're not going to win any basketball game, whether it's an international or anything. And then 17 turnovers by the Tall Blacks. You know, that's just not on internationally. And, of course, there you see they're in the bonus already with 6 fouls into the, you know, with still 4.5 minutes to go in the quarter. So, you know, it's all uphill for the Tall Blacks.
I think, Chris, what we've seen is Australia has really stepped it up on the defensive end. And the offense for the Tall Blacks has been stagnant because everything that they're trying to do has been disrupted.
Well, one of the things I think, you know, the Tall Blacks need to do more of against that zone defense. At the moment, they seem like they're just passing the ball around the horn. They need to get some sort of penetration, maybe open the lanes up, get Mark Dickel, a couple of dribbles, draw and dish maybe, you know, a bit of penetration with the ball, off the dribble, and with the pass.
You know, one of the things, Steve, that the Tall Blacks have stopped doing against this zone defense is attacking it. You know, we haven't seen anyone driving to the basket, trying to put pressure on the interior defense. And, you know, I think that's what the Tall Blacks need to get back to, because that's what gave them a bit of a lead in the second quarter.
C.J. Bruton knocks down both free throws. A very good free throw shooter. You see C.J. might get some more minutes.
And there we go. Just what we talked about, fellas. Mark Dickel, I mean, that's one of his strengths. He led the, you know, Turkish basketball Division 1 league in assists. He knows how to dish it up all right.
And what do? The Boomers come back with a three-point shot, not from Shane Heal, but from Jason Smith.
Well, one thing they're going to have to do is address the shooters. One guy you don't want to let catch and shoot is Jason Smith. He punishes them with a three. Winatana, he can go strong to the hole, too. Need a little bit more of that. Dickel with a tough left-handed hook.
And there you go again, isn't it, Steve? That's exactly what we said before. The Tall Blacks really have to do some penetrating. And here we go. Sparky Dickel gets free inside, challenges Tony Ronaldson, and you know, it's an easy call for the referees to call that one. And of course, Sparky Dickel needs to convert these.
Do a little bit more coaching. I know we've got the coach here with Jeff, and I'll do a little bit more coaching. Chris, you were the one who was talking about their cuts and penetrating. They must have really addressed that in that timeout, because the first 2 possessions, they do it very well and get on the board.
Looks like we're in a bit of a matchup zone defense maybe for the Tall Blacks here.
Saville again from the corner. He's been hot from that area. Rogers with the offensive rebound. Ball stripped away by Dickel. Can he stay in bounds? Somehow he does. Gets it back.
He's all over the place, Sparky Dickel, but he managed to keep it in bounds.
Rampton with a fall away. That's a tough shot. Ronaldson, can he reel it in? Got jump ball. Tremendous hustle by both of the teams. Bradshaw going after it with Tony Ronaldson, and alternating possessions. The arrow is going to New Zealand. I mean, to Australia. We'll go to New Zealand the next time.
Really need to pick their defense up here, get some stops. Again, they're sitting in a matchup zone.
Smith with the skip. Good ball reversal by Australia. Throws it right to Jones. C.J. Bruton.
C.J. tried to throw it to you, Steve. Knew that you're a legend of Australian basketball and thought you could finish off that break for him.
Well, I was more concerned about our computer that he almost hit.
I was ready to catch and shoot there.
That's right. Those instincts were taking over. You had your knees bent and everything. Jones.
Winatana to the rack. Big foul there. Well, that's more of the play that I think, you know, we need to be seeing from these Tall Blacks, believing in themselves, you know, and having a go at them, attacking them, keep challenging them.
Saville illegally defending Winatana, who goes to the free throw line. 59-36 here at the Jeep International Series, the first of 3 games tomorrow night. Going at it, and then also on Sunday. Winatana buries them both. Dickel up and in. That's the only way he knows how to play. CJ with some nice handle. Ronaldson to Catalini for the easy layup.
Yeah, once again, Steve, you know, the passing of the Boomers were able to get them out of a tight spot and find the easy open man, Martin Catalini, going to the basket, nice and simple.
Winatana to Dickel. He's got Martin Catalini on him. Jones. CJ grabbed him as he went by.
There we go, Jonesy. He gets CJ in the air. Once that happens, he's able to go. But, you know, Phil Jones is really struggling tonight from the scoring position. And, you know, there he goes there. But, you know, it's been tough on him.
Well, if you ever played at a high level, you know that if a team's defense has had a long time to be together, your offense is going to struggle against them. I really do believe that New Zealand in the next 2 games will show big improvement. It's excellent defense from Winatana. He is like a glove.
Yeah, he's tough defensively. Paul Winatana is very tough, and he can also shoot the basketball, but in the system, and there we go. CJ Bruton just knocks down another 3, and that's what the Boomers have been able to do, haven't they, Steve? Anytime they need that extra basket, up goes a 3.
Up goes a 3, and CJ Bruton is Shane Heal's backup in the point guard position, and what a hell of a luxury that is. Jones has the ball swatted, but Tony Rampton pursuit on the glass pays off. Catalini has the ball knocked away, and he's fouled by Phil Jones.
Well, you know, I talked about Phil Jones before, you know, that he was having a quiet night, but, you know, he does lead the Tall Blacks in scoring at the moment with 10, and here we go. Jonesy comes in, goes over. He thought Martin Catalini was a horse, tried to ride him, got a foul. And Jonesy wasn't happy with that, but, you know, that was pretty easy for the referees to call.
The toughest thing to do as a coach and also as a player out there, all of these guys are stars for their respective teams, is to fit into a role. You know, to be productive in the 3 or 4 or 5 minutes that you get out on the floor. And that's the toughest thing for these coaches to get these players to do.
It's such a different game, the international game. You know, players like Shane Heal, for instance, might play maybe 20, 30 minutes maximum in an international game. National League, he might play 40-odd minutes. So, you know, the chances, you don't get as many. And the ones you do get, you really have to make the most of.
7, it's a push.
I was always amazed by players that were good players in the domestic league and then raise another level at the international level, and those players are rare.
Yeah, and I suppose you said it before, Tony Ronaldson sort of fits in that category for the Boomers, doesn't he? Because, like, you know, there was a lot of criticism that, you know, Ronaldson had made the team back in Australia, but he's one of those players that does step up internationally.
It'll be interesting to see how New Zealand back up that World Championship performance, and you know, maybe New Zealand have those type of players that step it up at the international scene, and that's a hell of a bow to keep in your cap to be able to do that. Jason Smith for deep, he's short. Catalini with the offensive rebound.
And that's going to be a mismatch. Phil Jones isn't going to be able to box out Martin Catalini. The Cat, he's stalking the offensive board there, and that was easy for him to get it back.
Well, that's something that New Zealand were doing a great job in the first half, is pounding the offensive glass. And Australia have been on the offensive glass here in the third quarter, just under a minute to play.
Tate's check back in the game for the Tall Blacks, as has Pero Cameron.
Winatana from the corner. That's off. It takes a while to find their floor leader, CJ Bruton. A couple of ball reversals. And Catalini is fouled by Winatana. In the act of shooting, he'll shoot a deuce.
And here we go. Martin Catalini gets to the free throw line area, puts it up, and Polder Winitano, I thought, was right in his face there, but the referees are a lot closer than we are, so he gets a couple of free ones.
You know, sometimes you can tell when, you know, by a player's reaction, whether he was guilty or not, but Winitano never really complained, so hard to monitor that one. He just plays hard, like his attitude.
Yeah, he very rarely does Polder Winitano complain about anything on a basketball court. Just gets out there and does his job.
Rampton with a great job on the offensive glass to keep that alive. Lindsay Tate, nice little handle to get it in there. Winitano for three, never looked like missing.
Well, he shot the ball extremely well in the National League this year, and his three-point shot has really come along. Polder Winitano.
C.J. Bruton is short on that shot as the buzzer expires, and at the end of 3 quarters, it's the Australian Boomers 70 and the New Zealand Tall Blacks 47 after 3 quarters of play.
When I look in the mirror, I just see these huge breasts. I don't really feel all that good about my body and the way it looks.
Why are so many children choosing to go under the knife?
I can go topless on the beach. I'll be summer, I'll be overfilling with my friends.
Can their problems really be solved overnight?
We took out over 10 liters of fat.
Do the benefits outweigh the risks?
She's developed a blood clot in her right breast.
Revealing an alarming trend.
My mum's had surgery, she's had her boobs done, so why shouldn't I?
Cosmetic Kids, Tuesday 7:30 TV2.
It's no leaving sale time, and that means over 200 star deals. Like $100 off this Toshiba 43 TV with a free barbecue. $100 off this Haier dishwasher, now just $599.99. And $200 off this Kodak camera. Plus, there's 20% off all Breville small appliances. So you'll save $20 on this cafe sandwich press. But hurry, sale ends Tuesday.
Come home with no leaving.
The Street's new album, A Grand Don't Come for Free. Available now at your favourite record store.
It's amazing what mums know. Only a mum would know that's Daddy washing the car. Only a mum would know that Tuesday's Science Project Day. And only a mum would know what they are really reading. But something this mum didn't know was that Kellogg's Cocoa Pops contains no artificial colourings or preservatives and contains 8 vitamins and minerals, including calcium for strong bones and teeth. Kellogg's Cocoa Pops. You learn something new every day.
Heat, grime, makeup. One is serious oil control.
Like Neutrogena Deep Clean Foaming Cleanser. The oil control formula gives a clean so deep, so fresh, it lasts and lasts up to 8 hours.
Neutrogena Deep Clean Foaming Cleanser.
We are standing on a hill in a great desert. We cannot see any life, and our delicious gift is melting.
Martians are here. They're not super beings. They're soft in the head.
It's no leaving sale time, and that means star deals on a huge range of appliances, computers, and technology. Stocks are limited, so grab your Flybuys card and hurry in.
Come home with no leaving.
International Manchester wholesaler Simpson & Sons bankrupt. Administrator appointed to liquidate 40,000 top brand names. Final days. Auckland Showgrounds. Nothing less than half price. That's half price right up to 80% off. From 10 a.m. pillows from $8. From 10 a.m. queen duvets, $69. Sheet sets, $29. Wool blankets, $89. 12 tea towels, $10. Up to 80% off liquidated Manchester. Final days. Auckland Showgrounds. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. 10 till 8 daily.
Tuesday, we're down to the final 6.
Make these guys rich.
There you go.
Make them rich.
One false move could make him or break him.
We're preparing for a full-on war today.
One alliance holds the key to everyone's future.
I think he's handsome.
But are they in it for love?
I don't know where it will go.
Do you guys want to share this bed in here?
Or money?
Turn off the sexual and let's talk business.
The Apprentice, Tuesday, 8:30 TV2.
Well, the fourth quarter is about to start. Australia with a commanding 70-47 lead. We'll see what kind of combinations both of these teams will throw out there. Young gun Lindsay Tate for the Tall Blacks. I've been interested to see him ever since he lined up in Victoria in the National Basketball League in Australia. They tried a lob to him, an executed play gone wrong for the Tall Blacks, and that's going to happen. You know, they're so early in their preparation. We're going to see the best of them. Hopefully they will peak in Athens.
And that's what people have got to remember, Steve, that, you know, it's all about the preparation. The big picture for both these teams is the Athens Olympics. And, you know, we know the Boomers' goal is to try and grab a medal. We know that the Tall Blacks want to try and emulate what they did at the World Championships and surprise a few teams. So very early in the preparation.
C.J. Bruton turns the corner, pulls up for three. He's short. Dylan Bouncer. Haven't seen a whole lot of him tonight. A lot of, like you said, Coach Green trying to get a lot of players rotated and see what all these guys can do. The real deal to Andrew Bogut. Martin Catalini. 10 on the shot clock. Catalini, he's got to do something. Bogut shoots the bank shot, has nothing.
Good defensive set there, sorry Steve, good defensive set from the Tall Blacks there. Good hustle out the top there. They're going to have to do a lot more of that, guys. Remember, we got 3 nights, so it's not over yet.
Well, if you look at the face of Coach Brian Goorjian, he was not a happy camper to start this fourth quarter, Steve. And, you know, we're only a minute and 10 seconds into it. And, you know, he wasn't a happy camper. And gives the credit to the Tall Blacks. You know, that was good defense.
So the New Zealand Academy of Sport. And we'll swing in the deep catch. We've got to execute in the half court.
The interesting thing there is that, you know, only 11 turnovers for the Boomers, you know, compared to 20 for the Tall Blacks. And, you know, free throw shooting is pretty good by the Boomers. And, you know, there we can see Brian Goorjian very animated at what he wants his team to do.
Don't attack, work the post. Here we go.
Well, you talk about turnovers, guys. At half-time, the Tall Blacks had just 8 turnovers. By the fourth quarter, start of the fourth quarter, they're up to 19. So that third quarter just killed them. Against a team like Australia, the Boomers, they will punish you. You just cannot afford to have, you know, maybe 12 to 15 for a game. 20 at the end of the third quarter is just too many.
Yeah. That's right, guys like that. And a lot of those are transition baskets off of turnovers, too.
Yep.
Shane Heel from the perimeter, Jason Smith, when the point guard locates him in transition. And Brian Goorjian just not happy with their lack of execution in their half-court game. That's what that timeout was all about. Winatana with a fall away. It's a good-looking shot. He just wasn't able to finish it off. That'll go to Australia. C.J. Bruton will try and lead his team to executing a little bit better in the half-court sets. Cat. Good defense by New Zealand. Really wide open. Misses again. Bogut keeps that alive. Tate trying to get to the rim.
And, you know, Lindsay Tate right there, Steve, shows his quickness, and we see on the replay here, he set C.J. Bruden up with the crossover, went down the lane, and C.J. Bruden is no mug on defense, and the quickness of Lindsay Tate. He's had an awesome season here in New Zealand this year and won a championship with the Auckland Stars.
Well, he's definitely gotten to another level when he was just a bench player for the Victoria team. And I saw a couple of tapes of him playing in the National League here in New Zealand. And now he's ready to step it up at the international level.
He's definitely one of our hottest prospects coming through the ranks, is Lindsay Tate. Exciting player to watch.
Let's see if Australia can get anything going in the half-court offense against New Zealand. They've been tough. Another turnover by Australia.
And it's interesting because the Tall Blacks have used a 3-2 zone, and they used it at the World Champs effectively. And once again there, it showed that the Boomers struggled against it and created a turnover.
Rampton, Cameron, single figures on the shot clock. Tate puts it on the floor. Nice ditch to Boucher has the ball rejected by Andrew Bogut.
Here we go.
Another look at that.
Lindsay Tate goes down the lane, finds Dylan Boucher free as a bird. The thing is, why did he go on that side of the basket? Why didn't he just finish on the right-hand side? Bogut wasn't there.
Yeah, he should have gone to Catalini's side. Ronaldson reels it in. John Riley's holding because he's got Dylan Boucher, who never stops moving.
The human ping ball, they call him.
We've got a new name here in New Zealand for Dylan Boucher, Robin Hood. He steals from the opposition and gives to his teammates for a nice, easy basket. So, and his Merry Men, obviously Robin Hood and his Merry Men, they won the championship here in New Zealand, the Auckland Stars. So, Dylan Boucher, he's everywhere.
He's one of the few players that can dominate a game without taking many shots on the other end of the floor. Just active. Rampton, he can hit that one, and he does. Still a 20-point game. Boomers 70 to 50. Ronaldson, a little trouble with his shoe. Able to get that straightened out, taken care of.
Again, we see the 3-2 matchup zone being played by the Tall Blacks.
Skip pass to Riley. Another skip to Martin Catalini. He's kind of mistimed that one.
Yeah, and that's the key to beating any zone, isn't it? If you can get a good ball reversal skipped over, you're going to end up with an open shot. But to do that, the passes have to be on the money.
Boucher trying to get some kind of a run going here for New Zealand. They've been getting the stops, but haven't been able to convert on the other end. Carol Cameron for a try.
Great execution there, PC. Just been hanging around that three-point line the last couple of plays and wide open there.
Marr to Cat. John Riley. A lot of perimeter passing. Brett Marr knocks that one down.
And he got fouled by Paul Winitana. And after the shot, so, this is really interesting. A 4-point play in any league is tough to counter. But Brett Marr has the opportunity to convert the three.
It's tough when you're trying to erase a 20-point deficit. But then again, you're never supposed to foul a three-point shooter. Those are Brett Marr's numbers. It's 2 for 3. And he's a player is a superstar for his team.
And I was going to say, those numbers don't reflect the fact that he's a superstar. And there's Coach Tab Baldwin talking to young Kenny Colson, who's retired from our National League. And this could be his last international series as a referee. But you're right. Brett Marr is an absolute star in the Adelaide 36ers. And in the Boomers right now, he's just playing a role.
The three-point shooting percentage for the Boomers are 11 out of 25 for 44%. The Tall Blacks just 4 of 16, so they're hurting from the tray line tonight, the Tall Blacks.
Winatana is shoved. Tate, he's off the mark. Winatana keeps it alive, but Andrew Bogut pulls it down. What a pass with the left hand. Ronaldson gets the finish and the score and the foul.
Fantastic vision there from the big fella with the left. Andrew Bogut just comes down with his rebound here, and there he goes. Throws his left-hand pass all the way down to a wide-open Ronaldson, and one.
I know you think, you know, people at home may think we're ranting and raving, but he didn't spot him till the last second. He just plays with great instincts.
Well, Winatana really has sparked the Tall Blacks right now, and you know, into some sort of mini revival.
Harold Cameron is taking advantage of the fact that Andrew Bogut wants to hang around the hoop and block shots and be the D down there. Tony Ronaldson launches a 3. Doesn't have the same result. Tate knifes through the Australian defense, isn't able to do it. Bogut to Marr. Got to pick him up in transition. A lot of screening action down there. Bogut, nice pass to Catalini, misses the jam.
Now, Brian Goorjian won't be unhappy with that. That was some good offensive execution by the Boomers, just the finish wasn't there.
Book, nice spin. Ooh, nice step in, too. Isn't able to finish.
Well, the Tall Blacks, just in this last few minutes, have played with the sort of urgency that they're going to need if they're going to get past these Boomers.
Timeout call. Tall Blacks. Reminder, ladies and gentlemen, on your way out, you can
Well, that was a late call.
That was real late.
That was very late.
Have a look at the replica Tall Black shirts for sale as you walk out.
Regardless of that late call, it's still a 20-point lead to the Australian Boomers, 76 to 56.
$70,000 wannabes, and it all comes down to this.
We are going to crown your American Idol.
The grand final of American Idol. The Battle of the Divas.
This is the place to be. If you ain't here, you ain't nowhere.
Diana and Fantasia. Who will be the one?
Is it going to be Diana? Is it going to be Fantasia?
The American Idol Grand Final. Tomorrow, 7 o'clock, TV2.
Girls, eating Tim Tams in your Jim Jams, good one. Look what I find for you, Galanthi. I'm fine.
3 wishes.
Girls, we've got company. I wish you dressed up for us.
I wish you were on the other side of the world. Oops. Wishing bank? Or Tim Tams forever? Call from Vladivostok.
On its Tim Tam, what more could you want?
It's that time of the month again. Nurofen time. Because Nurofen travels to the source of period pain, it provides fast, effective relief, reducing inflammation and alleviating aches and pains. Nurofen targets pain.
Triple flame grilled beef, triple tasty cheese, and triple BK bacon. The Tall Blacks triple stack. Tested, tasted, and flame grilling today at your BK.
Tennis tips for Lion Red drinkers. Tennis is a game rich in etiquette.
Thanks for the leadways, Mum.
So first off, make sure you're properly attired in white. Before serving, you should make sure your opponents are ready.
Pace, 15 love.
After a point is played, return the balls softly back to the server. It is considered good conduct to respect the line calls of others.
Out! Oh, whatever, Mrs. Glaucoma.
And regardless of whether you win or lose, make sure you thank your opposition before inviting them up for a quiet drink in the clubhouse.
I think you just
just need to work on your foreplay.
Cheers, line red.
New Zealand's biggest toy sale ever has been extended, but only for 2 days. We've cleared the shelves and storerooms of all our toys, so come in now, buy on HP or lay-by for Christmas and save. You've only got 2 days, so get to the biggest toy sale ever at the Warehouse.
Welcome to saving. Welcome to value. Welcome to Super Cheap Auto. Get this super car polisher for only $29.99, and these sheepskin seat covers are just $19.99 each. Save $30. You'll get the love for that.
Sunday on The Lion Man.
Hello, baby. Hello.
A new arrival.
Can Dad have a look?
The cutest addition to the family.
Candle is very proud, like a very proud mother, but she should be.
The Lion Man, Sunday, 7 o'clock, TV2.
Let's check out the scores in this game so far. Shane Heel has 22 points in limited minutes. Jason Smith with 10. Bogut, there's a man right there with his woolly jumper on. I'm surprised he doesn't have the hood on.
He may well put the hood on. In fact, I can't see any of the Australian Boomers with anything else other than their warm tops on, as is, Brian Goorjian, the coach. There they are, and there's Coach Goorjian. He's got his hoodie on as well. So, well, they're feeling the cold here, Steve.
Yeah, that's right. Well, they're obviously sponsored by Champion, and they're getting their money's worth right there. Getting to use all the gear. We're back into live action. Brett Maher running the club now. That's some very capable scorers as well as leaders. Brett Maher showing you his class.
Just a fantastic one-on-one move there. Paul Hinardi right in his face when he drains another. I've seen him do that so many times for the Adelaide 36ers. He is a scorer in that team, isn't he, Steve?
Yeah, he sure is. Bogut with the steal. He's everywhere, too. Brett Maher barking out the instructions. Great pass into Bogut. He goes upstairs. He's fouled by Book.
He's been a handful all night long, Andrew Bogut, and as we can see here on the replay, Book fronted him. He was able to get underneath. There was no help. Defense comes in, and Book had no choice but to foul him because the young fellow was about to pull the hoop down here.
I remember chatting before the game, and you asked, because you guys hadn't seen this kid yet, and I said he possesses everything, but to me, the most important thing is he is a fierce competitor. And it shows out here. Australia, when they're struggling in their half-court offense, they go right to him. He plays with the poise of a veteran, a savvy one at that.
Sweet little baseline move from Polly Blank.
He's another player I like out on the court. You just love to see those young guys step into another level. Maher to Saville. Well, he's been on the money tonight. He has got a quiet point tally.
Well, the shooting from outside from the Australian Boomers has been nothing short of spectacular tonight. They've knocked down a number of big shots by a number of the different players, not just Shane Heel.
Well, it sure has. Saville just under double figures with 9, but Heel has 22, Smith with 12, Bogut 12, then you got 9, 9, 8, 5, 3. It's really been spread around. Paulie Blank does everything but go in. Book knocks it out of bounds. Boomers basketball.
You've got to say to yourself, Steve, that the fact that everyone on the Australian Boomers team has been able to score, whether it's a three-pointer, whether it's a free throw, or whether it's just an easy two, have all been able to score. And here we go. Bit of a scrum in the middle of the court there.
And Saville knew that he only had 5 seconds on the shot clock. And after that chaos at half court, he's able to put the ball on the floor and get the foul.
Well, we'll see here. Here's a little pile up there, and Tony Ronaldson was very lucky that Pero Cameron didn't land on him.
And that'd be the last person you'd want to fall on you. Ronaldson to Marr to Saville. He's been on the money all night, and this one's no exception.
And that was all about ball movement, wasn't it? You know, 3 guys had opportunities to catch and shoot, yet they passed the ball on, and it produced an easy 3-point shot by Glenn Saville.
Look at these two going at it.
Oh, they love going at it, don't they? We've got another 2 nights of that, guys.
You know, we saw it last year, didn't we, Toops, back here in New Zealand, that Australian series where Ronaldson and Pero Cameron went at it. But, gee, well, these guys, I'm sure they talk to each other nicely after the game, as all athletes do, Steve, but on the court, they are just tigers against each other.
Well, Steve, you talked about, you know, Ronaldson being a competitor. Well, you know, he's not going to back down either, so we're going to see some fireworks the next 2 nights as well.
Winatana is short on the 3-point shot. Here comes Saville to Marr. His transition 3 is short. Saville tries to get the rebound, but it's cut off by Hanadi.
Great save there from Paulie.
Hanadi again. Minute and a half to go. Winatana with a step back. Goes to John Riley. He doesn't have numbers. And he doesn't have the handle yet. Gets a weak cross-court pass. A cross-court bounce pass. Don't see that too often. Nelly goes up for the shot. And it just rolls out.
5.
Minute 21 left till the end of the game. Matt Nielsen comes in for Tony Ronaldson, and he watch him slip that screen.
Yeah, that was a great opportunity. You see that a lot in the NBA nowadays, Steve, where, you know, they're setting that screen up high. A lot of teams utilizing that. And here in New Zealand basketball, they've just started to get into that sort of groove. And Matty Nielsen just slipped the screen and was free as a bird.
Matty Nielsen with the free throw, knocking it down, takes the lead out a little bit more. Brett Marr with his hands in on Paul Hanadi.
Top 5 with a hand that way.
New Zealand basketball. Brett Marr having a word.
Okay, all right, thanks.
New Zealand trying to finish this thing off proper. It's a mistake with the shot clock.
No, they're saying that that should have been free throw shooting for Paul Hinard of the Boomers are in the penalty. Yep, so both teams are in the penalty with 5 fouls. 5 team fouls, so every foul from here on in, Steve. We're shooting free throws.
It's just short. Well, as this thing starts to come to an end, what do you think New Zealand will talk about in the locker room in preparation for game 2, guys?
Well, I think one of the things that Tab Baldwin will be saying to his team is that, you know, we got some good production when we were attacking the basket. And we also got some good defensive stops in our 3-2 zone. So, you know, there are some things that they can work on. They'll look at some video, and, you know, this is their first hit out of the season. I don't think he'll be, you know, sure it's, what, a 30-point ball game, but he's not going to be slitting his wrist right now.
Well, in my opinion, I think that they did some good things tonight. You know, the Australian team, like Chris said, they're a lot further along in their preparation. They got to talk about the things that they did well and have more moments like that. Rangers with the board. This may be the last possession. No, Brett Maher gets that thing off quick. So the Tall Blacks will go for, that looked like a 4-pointer. That was a long one. Nilly will hang on to it. The Australian Boomers take a commanding win over the New Zealand Tall Blacks, 90-60 here in Game 1 of the Jeep International Series, as the Boomers too strong for the Tall Blacks. Very physical matchup, Coach Green, and I'm sure it's going to get nothing more than more physical.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's not going to be an easy series for the Tall Blacks, as was said. But at the end of the day, Brian Goorjian and the Boomers came and did a workmanlike effort. You know, they mixed a lot of people up, a lot of combinations, as did the Tall Blacks. You know, it was physical in parts, and you know, that's not going to change in games 2 and 3. You know, this series is still alive, but it's going to be tough.
It's going to be extremely tough, and a man that was instrumental in the Boomers' win was Shane Heal, and he's with Chris Tupu on the sideline.
Well, Shane, you like doing this to us Tall Blacks, you know, New Zealand. You played a pretty good game tonight, but happy with your performance?
Yeah, I mean, any chance to kick a Kiwi while they're down, we take it. But they got some good players missing, and, you know, we're still in the building process as well, and it's just good to be able to get a win tonight.
And you guys, I mean, you look cohesive, more cohesive than the Tall Blacks. That tour to Europe, obviously, was very beneficial for you guys.
Yeah, we've had 5 games more than what they have, and as I said, they're missing a couple of their gun players. But, you know, we're in a building process, and we have to keep getting better. We had some lapses tonight that weren't great, but hopefully we learned from that. We powered through at the end, and it's good to get a lot of guys some court time.
And, you know, the young fellas, their first chance to see, you know, Bogut in action. He's a star for the future, eh?
Yeah, he's going to be a champion, and he's hungry to do well. You know, he's a 7-footer, but he's mobile and powerful, and a good kid. I think he's going to go a long way and help us at the Olympics too.
And, I mean, how important is this series for you, Shane? You know, coming over here and playing against the Tall Blacks after what these Tall Blacks have done in the last few years?
Oh, I mean, we've got a lot of respect. We spoke about it before the game for what they've done. 4th in the world is something that doesn't happen every day, and they did that at the World Championships. They embarrassed our team a few years ago over here, and we've got to get a win. And, you know, as I said, tonight at stages we didn't look good, and that was because they played tough defence, and it was good for us to be able to get through that, and hopefully we'll be better again next week, next game.
Shane, we'll look forward to seeing you again on court tomorrow night. Just go easy on us, eh?
Good on you, mate. No worries.
And that's the aftermath here at Mystery Creek of Game 1 in the series between Australia and New Zealand. And Chris Tupu has the coach for New Zealand on the sideline.
Ted Baldwin, hard to swallow, but, you know, any positives for you to take away from this game?
Yeah, they're hard to find. It's I'm too busy trying to swallow all the negatives, I guess. You know, that was a good old-fashioned whipping, and it was tough for us. You know, first game we were very out of sync. The Australians had a lot to do with that. Obviously, they played very well, shot the ball very well. I was really disappointed in our defense because I don't think it was structurally flawed. I think it was just individual principles, and we really let ourselves down. And you know, I told the guys tonight, I said, if we don't start rebounding the ball, then we may as well not go to the Olympics, because you just can't play successful basketball without being a team that competes on the boards and controls the boards. So a lot of work to do, Chris, but we knew there'd be a lot of work to do. We just hoped it wouldn't be on the end of this kind of a whipping from a really a very good team.
They are a good team. You get another 2 shots at them, which I guess is a good thing on home soil, and you know, at least it's something to work for.
Yeah, and I don't think, you know, anybody should be too discouraged. If anybody should be discouraged, it should be us, because I thought we'd be a little further along, a little more competitive. But, you know, it is the very infancy stages, and in some ways you take a loss like this and it becomes an unbelievable teacher for you, and we can take a lot out of it, and you know, we will be better. We got to get better fast. That's the hard thing to do, and I don't think the guys will have a problem, you know, getting their chins off their chest. I think they understand the process, and, you know, that's what we've got to be about right now. And, you know, thank God we get to play tomorrow night, put this one behind us as fast as we can.
You said it, Tab. The best thing about a humiliating loss is to play a quick one right away, and we're going to get just that. The Jeep International Series, 9:25, Game 2 on 2. Thanks to my commentary team, I'm Steve Carfino, joined with Jeff Green, the coach, and Chris Tupu. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Tonight, the Tall Blacks have to regroup quickly. They've made a couple of changes, and they're getting ready to take on those boomers from across the Tasman yet again. Now, Steve Carfino.